some stories need to be told, and this is one of them. So I've known Rainwater for about 4 years, and he may be the craziest guy on the planet. Multiple personality disorder, paranoid schizophrenic, manic bipolar, severe depression. You name it, he's got it.
Wide is the low road.
So everyone in the city has kind of given up on Rainwater. In 4 years, I've had a conversation with him just about every day, and not a single one of them has been coherent. I mean, there's not a single thought that's been communicated between us that makes any sense. But he still comes here, and we show him love, and we help him as best we could. And we truly believe here at SafeHouse that if somebody walks in our doors, and God has ordained them here, and it's not for us to determine when it's time to give up. As long as they're here, we keep fighting, no matter how hard it looks. And it's been hard for Rainwater. I've had days where he's shown up here with black eyes and there's blood dripping out of his nose and his ears. We've had days where he's shown up where he's had coffee poured all over his head. Days where he's kind of messed himself, and we had to clean him up and get him new clothes. We've had to shave his entire head and beard because he had bugs so bad you could actually see them jumping off of him when he walked on the lot. So every day, just about, Rainwater comes down, and we had the same conversation. He's got severe memory issues, short-term and long-term. So anything you say to him really doesn't process. He doesn't even remember my name. But he always knew my voice, and he always knew our relationship. And even though we never had anything that we could talk about, or we never had any real understanding, I felt like we always really understood each other pretty well. And I think there's a powerful lesson there about how God works. And even though you're lost sometimes just hearing the voice, you just know the voice, and you know who's there, who to turn to. And me and Rainwater always had that deep understanding. And I would always ask him every day. I knew we had done enough research on him and knew that he had a family that we could, we needed to reconnect him with. But we'd always ask him what were their phone numbers, or what was his mom or his dad. And he would always give you an answer. But he didn't remember, he didn't know. And so for years, it was the same answer every day. But recently, I was sitting down with him just any normal day, and he was being himself, which is interesting. But I asked him, Rainwater, what's your mom's name? And for the first time in all these years, he just looked at me and had, to this day, the only moment of lucidity I've ever seen him have. He just rattles off this number, a number he hasn't ever told me before, and he actually hasn't even told me since. He just rattles his phone number off, like out of nowhere. And then he forgot it immediately. I just happened to have my phone out in time and save it. And was able to use that number to find, took me a little bit of work following that rabbit trail, that phone number to another phone number to another phone number, but eventually.
I'm sorry, you called me mid-food. This is Pastor Mike. We spoke last week about Matthew. And so I have him here. We talked about some goals that we had for him. And he's been meeting those goals so far. And so one of the things we do is when he meets his goals, he gets to I give him a chance to kind of call you and tell you about what he's doing.
Mom.
Hey, Matt.
You doing all right?
Yeah. Are you doing all right?
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could come and see you.
Yeah, we're gonna do that for sure.
When?
We're going to follow the program that you're on
Yeah.
to make that happen.
Yeah.
Okay? But I want very much to see you, and I definitely would like to visit with you. There's no question about it.
Because of this advocacy and relational influence, we've opened up doors in Matthew's mind that have been closed since high school. He's open to taking medication for the first time. He's open to meeting with a counselor. He's open to keeping his hygiene up and taking showers and finding a better place to stay.
Majestic. He set that man free for freedom. And his God so poetic. He made man's life a love.